Hello again, everybody. John here over on my channel temporarily. I can blink here, isn't it great? So we're going to go some more r slash confessions. Again, not a professional video maker yet, but if you do still like the sound of my voice, I will make these videos here and there. I'm going to post an update on the Reddit's Alien Instagram for the update on the channel, but I can tell you if you're just here not on Instagram that there has been notification and the YouTube team is looking into it. I'll go a little bit more in detail later, but there you go. Anyway, r slash confessions. I picked a couple of good ones. Video should be about 9-ish minutes. Anyway, thanks as always for being here and enjoy. I blinked a lot for this one, so remember that. Back years ago, when I was 17, I had a guy take $100 from me and then ghost me. I had been buying weed from him consistently for months, and I was friends with his girlfriend. I wouldn't consider him a friend, but a good acquaintance. The three of us hung out on a couple of occasions. One day I hit him up, and he says he's out, but can pick some up from another individual and bring it to me. He came and got my $100, drove off, never came back. I was pissed and reached out to my friend, who apologized, but never made an effort to get the money back. So, one night, me and my boyfriend at the time drove to the complex he lived in, and I unscrewed and took his license plate. I also bought Gorilla Glue and glued his door handles and gas tank cover shut. The next day, I get an angry text from my friend saying what happened and threatening me. I acted confused and denied the accusation. They never had any proof it was me, so no threats were followed through. Now, as an adult, I realize it was a poor way to handle the situation, but damn, it felt good. Pretty much just the title. 5 or 6 years ago, my wife and I went to see a band we used to love. After 20 minutes or so of waiting for the merch guy to come man his booth, I had the bright idea, and very drunkenly, idea to pretend to man the booth myself. It really started as a funny gag, just to make her laugh. Almost immediately, people came up to buy stuff. I turned them all away, which made them very confused. However, my wife did pretend to be a customer, and I sold her 2 shirts, which really we just stole. In my defense, I never took anyone's money. If I told them I was waiting to get the square reader from the band's frontman, and we did originally intend to pay for the shirts. Their merch guy just never showed up. I remember it once or twice a year, and am overwhelmed by guilt for like a minute. I was in 6th grade when this took place. I was at math class with this girl, let's call her Maggie. Maggie wasn't the nicest person, but comparing to the other kids at the school, she wasn't so bad. We had to do partner work for an assignment our math teacher assigned for us. As we were doing the assignment, Maggie saw one of our classmates who stutters. She imitated him in a way to make a joke out of it. I laugh at things I know I shouldn't laugh at. I laugh when my mom or anyone gets mad, or when something isn't even funny. I laugh. So, what do you think I did when she did that? When she did it? I sadly laughed. I'm sorry to that kid. I honestly am truly sorry. I really do have an issue because it almost feels like I can't control my laughter, and that's a big problem. I know what I did was messed up, and I don't worry, guys. I acknowledged it and am now ready to move on with my life and be a better and more improved person. So, what do you guys think? When I was in 5th grade, around 11 years old, I was in the school choir. I mostly joined so that I could be with my friends during our elective period. At some point, we did a fundraiser to raise money for a band or choir trip. I believe the fundraiser was a skate-a-thon in which people would sponsor us by pledging money for each lap we would skate at the skating rink. I'm pretty sure I raised about $200 in cash and checks from family members and my parents' coworkers. The choir teacher wasn't super organized and wasn't really helping us keep track of the money we were getting and the progress or the fundraiser itself. During 5th grade, I also would walk after school to a park with some friends where we would wait for our older siblings to get out of school at the junior high, and then our parents would pick us up all at once. Oftentimes, an ice cream truck would come to the park, and we would all buy ice creams. Well, One day, my friends and I were walking to the park, and when we arrived, the ice cream truck was there. At the same time, I remembered that I had about $100 cash in my backpack. So, like any dumb 11-year-old kid, I spent the next 2 weeks using the fundraiser money to buy ice cream for my friends and I. The only person that ever noticed that anything was weird about the whole situation was one of the sponsors who had given me a check. They mentioned that the check was never cashed to my mom, and she asked me what happened to it. I just shrugged my shoulders and said, I don't know, I gave everything to the choir teacher, lol. I'm pretty sure the choir teacher asked me one time if I turned in my money, and I just said, yeah, I already gave it to you weeks ago. Nobody ever mentioned it again, and I ripped off my family and parents and coworkers about $100 total. Whoops. During college, I used to live with my grandmother. At the time, she had requested our neighbor, aged 35 something, who didn't have to work because of some large inheritance, to teach me driving. So every morning before college, I'd get a free driving lesson, and I picked it up pretty fast. One day, he was getting late for something and told me to drop him off, park the car, and return the keys before leaving for college. I did the first two, but never returned the keys. I went to college, made a duplicate key, and when I got home, I sincerely apologized to him for forgetting to drop off the keys. After that day, I'd sneak out of the house late night and take myself for a drive, and it was amazing. The breeze and empty streets were fantastic. The city is just something else at night. After a couple of days, he realized this as petrol was getting over super fast, but he didn't suspect anything. He just told me that he thinks the neighbors are really jealous of him, and that's why they steal the petrol from his car at home. He was so delusional. I have so many other incidents that happened during this period, which we'll save for another time, but I never got caught. I'm pretty sure I had a problem, but I was going through a lot, and the thrill of it made me feel powerful. And thinking back, I was not powerful. I was weak and dumb because I risked everything to make myself feel better. I used to just steal and never use anything I stole. It's like I wanted to prove I can get away with it. I'm glad I grew out of it, and I returned a few items I stole when the guilt ate away at me. Over the last couple of years, I've been using self checkout at a large national retailer, and occasionally, about every 3 to 4 trips, forget to scan an item. Usually pretty small stuff, under a couple of dollars, but a couple of times it's been larger items up to $20. I saw a post recently where folks were talking about how these stores track shoplifters over time and wait for their thefts to hit a threshold when they can charge them with felony and theft. And now I'm terrified that at some point in the next few weeks or months, I'm going to get arrested. I don't know for sure what the threshold amount is in my state, and I don't know the total value of what I've stolen, so I have no idea if I pass the threshold. I'm not going to steal stuff anymore, but I'm worried that 6 months from now, they might show up and arrest me. Edit. I did some math, and I think the total amount I've stolen is probably under $500. So maybe I'm safe if I stop now. So I was reversing into the parking spot at my school and bumped into the car behind me a little. The only damage to either car was a little dent on the other car's license plate from the hitch of my car. I was planning on informing the other guy if I ever found out who it was, but the car was gone when I got out of school, and I haven't seen the car ever since, which makes me fear I actually broke something about it, and I hope that the car belonged to somebody who graduated the next few weeks. In hindsight, could have gone to the principal's office and asked him to get the owner of the car to the office so I could have told him what happened and apologized. It weirdly didn't occur to me at the time, and I would have probably been too embarrassed to do it, even if I had toughed it out. If you're a young person who owns a silver Mercedes or BMW, I can't remember, in northwestern Finland, and your license plate has a dent, I sincerely apologize. And if that's not enough, please contact me if you want to fight about it. All right, you guys made it to the end of this short video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm working on it, and we'll try to get it better. But again, hopefully we will all be back on Reddit Aliens very soon. But in the meantime, drop a like and a comment, and if you haven't, maybe subscribe here too. Uh, I would like that. Maybe we could all be friends over here. Let me know if you'd like to hear a certain topic, and I'll try to get that done. In the meantime, have a wonderful weekend. I'll try to get you guys another video maybe Saturday. All right? Be well.